Okay, so good day, grade 12. So I just decided not to make this video na lang for you to better understand my instruction. This is actually in regards with your EPAA 1, and this will happen on Saturday during our meeting. So for your EPAA 1, this will be done individually. Why? Kasi I just want to gauge or to check or to make an assessment if you have learned from my lessons. So from the balance sheet or statement of financial position up to the income statement. I will also add here the capital statement kasi madali lang naman siya, and I will just briefly discuss on this. So what I just made pointers. Actually, this is not a pointer eh. This is actually what you are really going to do on your exam. What I want you to do is for you to make an income statement, capital statement, and also the balance sheet. So, katulad nung pina-activity ko sa inyo for your activity 1, so merong mga accounts dito na you have to study those accounts and determine if those are from the those will be used in balance sheet or income statement or capital statement. So you have to be reminded where they are. Kunwari, cash, is this an asset? Is this is liability or capital? So you have to memorize those. Um, Here's just an example of the accounts na ibibigay ko din sa inyo for you to better understand. This spreadsheet will be your study guide and your pointers na din on how are you going to study the income statement, capital, and the balance sheet. So paano sila relatable? Kasi before, what we did is that I just gave you the accounts for the income statement or accounts for the balance sheet, which is hindi natin nakikita yung relationship nila. But for this one, you have to know its relationship, and also for the balance sheet, you have to balance the assets against its liabilities and capital. Like for this one, so yung mga nandito is dapat kabisado ninyo siya. Kung cash, asset ba siya, accounts payable, liabilities, drawing or withdrawal, contra account siya for the capital, for accumulated depreciation expense, contra account siya for the asset of equipment. So just remember that accumulated depreciation and depreciation expense, they are kind of the same, but depreciation expense will matter lang dun sa income statement. Accumulated depreciation naman for the equipment will matter on the balance sheet. Hindi sila pwedeng magkasama sa income statement. So for this one, like for example, for the income statement, so these accounts are the accounts that I will be giving. But for the income statement, you have to choose what are the accounts that are only applicable for the income statement. For example, cash, since it's not applicable for the income statement, you don't have to put those accounts on the income statement. Same as well with the capital. For the capital, with the withdrawal or the earnings. Like for example, you have this one, for example, the owner has withdrawal of 7,000. So for the withdrawal of 7,000, you don't have to put it on the income statement as on the balance sheet, because drawing or withdrawal is applicable only for the capital statement. Okay, so I will discuss first for the income statement. I think you have already learned about it. So service revenue, just remember the basic formula. The revenue minus expenses is equals to net income. So this one is an example of an income statement for a service kind of business. So for example, with this one, it's Pogosa Printing Company. So it renders services rather than making products or having I mean, the other kind of business, which is the merchandising or the manufacturing. So this one is just a simple service business. For the capital statement, so I'll go through this briefly para ma-discuss ko rin siya sa inyo. Because hindi ko siya na-discuss during our last meeting kasi kinapos sa oras and we really have to study the income statement for the merchandising. So for the capital statement, ang laman lang ng capital statement is yung this one, capital, January 1, 2021. So it is the start of the year. So ito yung capital niya or this one is his let's say capital from last year, the ending capital from last year. So since let's say for example 2020 December 31 2020. So yung ending capital niya at that year at 2020 was 60,000. So naka-carry over lang siya for our next year. So since our financial statement is on a monthly basis, so it's for the month ended January 31, so it's just for a month, for 1 month lang siya. So our capital for January 1, 2021, that's the beginning capital. So that would be the 60,000. So ito rin siya. And for the net income, ito net income which is the 15,700. The question is, where did 15,700 came from? So yung 15,700, hindi natin siya basta-basta kukunin lang dito sa account na nakikita natin. As you can see, we cannot see the net income here. You will get the net income from the income statement you have made. So it's very important that the income statement should be correct for you to make a capital statement correctly. Understood? That's how income statement relates with the capital statement. Kasi para silang domino effect. Like if the income statement itself is already wrong, your capital statement as well as the balance sheet will go wrong. Okay? So, yan. So, 15,700, that's the net income. So, 15,700 less, let's deduct the withdrawal. Let's say, nag-withdraw si owner. Let's say the owner have withdrawn a cash from his bank account ng business niya. So, the owner has a withdrawal of 7,000, which is already given on this account. So, JPOG also drawing 7,000. So, we will deduct it. So, let's say 15,700 net income minus withdrawal is we will determine if there will be an increase in capital or decrease in capital. So since we have 15,700 net income and yung withdrawal naman niya is mababa lang naman, so we would get, meron pa tayong matitirang 8,700 na increase in the capital. So this one, we will just add it from the previous capital that we had, which is the 50,000, so that we would get the capital of 68,700. So that would be the capital for the January 31, 2021. So how this would relate on the balance sheet naman. Okay, so for the capital statement, yun lang yung need nyo tandaan. So for the balance sheet, so again, as what I've said before, you have to determine which are the current assets, the non-current assets. So usually non-current assets lang naman, they are not within 12 months. So for example, this equipment. So the equipment is non-current assets. So others, cash, accounts receivable, supplies, prepaid insurance, prepaid taxes, they are consumable within 12 months. So they are current assets. Okay, so I have just sorted the assets from here, from the accounts given. So I got the total assets of 106,250. So this one is the accumulated depreciation equipment, which I have told you. As you can see, the accumulated depreciation is 600. while the depreciation expense is 300. When we say depreciation expense, that's your expense within your month. When you say accumulated, yun yung naipon na expenses ng equipment mo. Like for example, when you say depreciation kasi, it means na nababawasan yung value ng equipment mo. Kasi syempre naluluma siya. So you have to make a depreciation expense para kasama siya sa expense mo na yung mga gamit na ginagamit mo is hindi siya forever. Nawawalan siya ng value, naluluma siya. So, accumulated, ibig sabihin, naiipon. Like, for example, kaya siya naging 600 kasi yung naging depreciation expense niya from last year is 300. And today, and this month, the owner had another depreciation expense, which is another 300. So, he got 600. So, for this example naman, it's already given. So, you don't have to solve for the accumulated depreciation expense. Pag nagkaroon lang kayo ng mga adjusting entries, dun nyo lang siya need na i-adjust. So, this one, so, accumulated, again, they are applicable only on the balance sheet. They should not be seen on the income statement. The one that should be seen on the income statement should be the depreciation expense. Okay, so we've got already the total assets, and then another thing are the liabilities. I just didn't put the current or non-current liabilities because these liabilities are all non-current. Are all current liabilities. So accounts payable, notes payable, salaries payable, unearned service revenue. So if you're going to ask, what is unearned service revenue? Meaning, unearned service revenue, these are these are supposed to be your revenue na na-earn mo, kumbaga na-earn mo na siya, pero hindi mo pa siya na-render. Like, for example, parang nakuha mo na yung payment in advance, pero hindi mo pa na-render yung service mo. For example, it's the Pogoso Printing Company. Kunwari, merong umorder sa kanya ng kunwari, nag-print siya. Need niya mag-print ng, let's say, 100 prints. Kunwari, 100 pieces na prints. So, nag-advance payment. So, nag-advance payment si buyer. So, ang nangyari, hindi mo pa nagagawa yung prints mo, pero nasa'yo na yung pera. So, that's your liability to your buyer or to your customer. Kaya siya liability kasi gagawin mo pa lang siya. Nakuha mo na yung pera, pero gagawin mo pa lang siya. Yun. When we say prepaid naman, katulad na ito, prepaid insurance. Ibig sabihin, yung prepaid insurance, kaya siya asset kasi nagbayad ka ng insurance mo, let's say, insurance mo within 12 months. So, within 12 months na yun, hindi mo pa nagagamit yung insurance na yun at during that month, like kunwari for 5 months. So magiging expenses mo lang siya kapag nag-lapse na yung 5 months. So kaya this one, unearned service revenue is also your liability because it's your liability to your customer. So just remember this one, the unearned service revenue. Unearned service revenue should not be on your income statement. That's different. Service revenue and unearned service revenue is different. Unearned service revenue is liability. Okay? So I have just added all the liabilities and the capital statement. The capital of the owner. This 68,700 katulad nung sa net income, katulad sa increase in net income, increase in capital, hindi siya given. This should be solved. And again, para siyang domino effect kasi the capital for this one, which is a 68,700, is related sa capital statement. Yung ending capital na meron tayo. So, yan, domino effect siya. So, dapat income statement pa lang, correct na. And then capital statement, correct din. Para tama din yung balance sheet mo. And para ma-balance mo din siya, you have to balance the total assets and the total liabilities and capital. So, yun lang. Yun lang yung need ninyong aralin. I will be giving you this spreadsheet for you to study and for you to check its connection with each other. You have to really memorize this one kasi ito yung parang magiging exam ninyo sa akin. Ito yung talagang magiging exam ninyo sa akin para ma-assess ko if you've understood what I have tackled. Don't worry, hindi ko muna sinama yung merchandising in this one. So, these are all service business pa lang naman. So, yun lang. You have to memorize this because I will not allow any open notes. So, for this one. Yun lang naman. And if you guys have questions, you can ask me directly or ask your group representative para makulit yung questions ninyo and mabigay sa akin. So, yun lang. Thank you for listening and God bless on your EPAA.